Hello everyone, today's video is about information security practices in business. The presentation is by Group 7. I'm Anitra.
I am Gleb.
Jeremy, Patt.
This video will be going over what information security is, as well as the variety of threats a company faces, and then finally, a business's solution to protecting their information and technology assets. The world's technology is rapidly evolving into various types of information systems. Technology and information provide all kinds of insight to a company, making them critical assets. Like any other organizational asset, information assets have financial value. Because of the valuable nature of information to a company might set guidelines and procedures in place in order to maintain their information's confidentiality, integrity, as well as availability. This allows their information systems to be private and safeguarded. Their data is not allowed to be changed by unauthorized users or even natural events. And finally, their data must be maintained. Hardware has to be up to date and readily available to all authorized users. And just like anything that has financial value, information systems are sought out by criminals. Hacker and software engineering techniques are also evolving as technology emerges, leaving companies constantly improving their security practices in the hopes of preserving and protecting their information technology assets from criminal theft.
There are many different attacks a hacker or software engineer can utilize in order to manipulate or steal a company's data assets and information technology. The main methods that a hacker might choose to utilize includes software attacks, malware attacks, and social engineering methods. Some examples of these types of attacks are viruses, Trojan horses, ransomware, adware, denial of service, and worms. The type of engineering methods include social media farming, phishing, and pretexting. Once a breach occurs, the hacker can infect a company's technology with an assortment of viruses, worms, Trojan horses, or bots. These infections behave in different ways to achieve the hacker's goal of asset manipulations. People turn to hacking for a variety of financial, political, and ideological reasons. Hackers hack for multiple reasons, and a couple of those are to leak private information, bring down a site, or even a political motive. Needless to say, there are many different reasons for hacking, and there are many different types of threats that an organization should be aware of.
In order to overcome those cybersecurity threats, a company may implement several of the following technologies. Hardware authentication technologies include USB key, token, biometric scanners, and optical scanner. The software authentication technologies include two-factor authentication and QR code. How does the USB key work? An employer with assigned USB key plugs in the key to his computer to gain access. One of the most popular examples is YubiKey USB key. This key uses public key encryption, one-time password, in order to authenticate a person who possesses it. Part of the information is contained within the key, which looks like a USB flash drive. When paired with a specific computer, it communicates with it and enables secure access. This USB is regularly updated and improved by its private company, Yubico. The NFC card can be used to access the building or restricted area of the business. This technology provides a physical security of the information. NFC is an acronym for Near Field Communication. It is a set of communication protocols that allow two electronic devices to communicate on short distances, about 1 inch. The NFC card does not require battery, So this system is considered passive because the receiver provides all the power necessary to create the communication. Tokens are another hardware authentication option on the security market. This technology is a bit more primitive, but inexpensive to implement. The tokens resemble key fobs and generate a code that user can enter when accessing the system. The token has a kernel code assigned during manufacturing that generates the right code that the main system accepts. It does not communicate with the server directly, but it requires power to operate. In order to avoid reverse engineering attempts, those key fobs were made self-destructible. Many banks used token technology as well as some gaming companies such as Blizzard in order to avoid hacking into players' accounts. Fingerprint scanner technology has evolved in the past years, and there are multiple ways of scanning employees' fingers. The capacitors in a scanner use electrical current to map out one's finger, identifying its ridges and valleys. Then it's up to the software to identify to whom it belongs and what type of access is granted to that person. Other scanners are optical based and work like an office scanner, except with a much higher precision. Iris scanners are less common among regular people due to their costs, but because they're so precise, they're used in highly secured areas such as military, government, and important corporate locations. Iris scanner is a camera that works in conjunction with infrared LED that recognizes a unique pattern of one's iris and compares it with a database. Even though it's important to implement a combination of security layers in order to protect the sensitive data, the company should remember that the most vulnerable part are the employees. Therefore, it is essential to educate the employees about the security threats and how to avoid them. Without proper training in cybersecurity, the authentication technologies will not protect the company.
To conclude, in today's video we went over what information systems and security means to a company, that criminals seek out ways to steal this information from companies and their methods of theft, which include malware, hardware theft or manipulation, as well as social engineering on a company's employees. And then finally, we went over a business's hardware, software, and employee awareness training solutions that aid in a company's efforts to protect against evolving hacking technologies. This has been Group 7's insight to a company's quest for information technology security. Thank you.